Welcome back to another episode of Look What Just Found. Today is episode 91. We're going to hit the big 3 digits soon. It's crazy. Imagine 1,000. Imagine episode 1,000. I'm doing other things in between the episodes now, which I really wanted to get to, you know. I think that was super important for the channel, for myself, right? Stay interested, things like that. Keep you guys interested. And I started doing a video yesterday on a topic that I was thinking about. And I kept screwing up the video, and I this morning when I made I make my coffee, I started thinking about it because I have a thumbnail all ready to go. It's not completed, but it's close. You know what I mean? It's the background. And I was thinking about, like, what was the block I was having yesterday. You know what I mean? And I realized that while I'm doing the coin roll hunt, which this might not be a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing for the time being, but like, it's almost like meditative, right? Where I'm able to do two things. It's not something. Remember, you can never do two things simultaneously. Even computers cannot do two things simultaneously. Each processor is its own computer. They're inside of a tower, one single tower, which gives you the appearance of one thing happening, and they're all on one motherboard, which gives the appearance. But each processor is processing individually. Each processor is its own little brain. So you could have 20 processors, but we start off with one processor 30 years ago. Is it 30 years already? Oh, my first computer, 1986. Yeah, and they already had them out for. And again, I'm not going back to, I had the Tandy 1000 in the 70s. Anyway, so your brain can only do one thing at a time. We only have one processor. That's it. It's super fast. It's faster. It might be faster than 1 million computer chips, computer processors. We're just unable to tap into that lightning speed, right? We only use a small fraction of our brain, which is why there are things, which is why meditation, Zen, help to foster using our brain more efficiently or smoothly. So I said, oh, well, maybe I'll talk about it when I'm doing my penny roll hunt today. I said, okay, let's see how that goes. So I thought that was pretty funny that I thought it was pretty funny that that the penny roll hunt, which I feel so comfortable doing, is where I came back to talk about, like, a topic about finance and stuff like that. So let's see how that goes. It's gonna be a little bit of a I do it all the time. I do it a few times a week, so it shouldn't be an issue. Anyway, I use the intro to clear out the cobwebs in the morning, and that's what I just did. So we're still on these. Obviously, I have a whole pack of them. These marked ones, and they're pretty good. I mean, it seems like they're only about 15% copper. Excuse me. That's okay. They've been pretty good. They've been pretty interesting. We're getting. Let me see which side I want to open up. I'll open up this side. I'm like I said, I'm relatively positive that they're not searched, which is really the main thing. We found, very beautiful copper pennies, so that's, oh man, that's great when they come out like that. Starting the day off right. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Man, Folgers. I like Folgers. I can go for a couple of Folgers. I've been drinking Dunkin' Donuts for a while. Serious while. My wife likes Dunkin'. I like Dunkin' Donuts. Me and my wife both like Dunkin' Donuts. The K cups. But Folgers, I guess maybe they get them from different parts of the world, what have you. All right. So, like I said, I tried to do a couple of takes yesterday on the topic of commodities. So I'm gonna do this unscripted, so you can correct me in the comments section for the things that I'm wrong about. Which there's gonna be some things I'm gonna be wrong about, but more right than wrong. I'm gonna assume more right than wrong. So a commodity is something that we use. I think that's the simplest way to put it. Something you use, like food, or things that make food. That's a commodity. Gold. We use gold for everything. We use silver for everything. Platinum for everything. If this is a copper, which I think it is, that's a super copper. Let me tell you. Yeah, I saw it just from one side. That's a great copper. That's an AU copper there. And this is not a copper. You can tell by the hubbing. So commodities. So why do they have a whole section? Why do they have the word? Not the word. The word's just to describe something. But why do they have? It's like it's a section of the stock market called commodities. And it's because they're stable, right? Things that people need are pretty stable, point blank and simple. Bitcoin one day, if Bitcoin is the it's just gook. I think that's just gook. 69. We look for the floating roof. Yeah, that's it's almost there. Let me look at it. Yeah, it's pretty floating. I'll hold on to it. I mean, personally, I would prefer a 69D. I'll hold on to it. It's a good example. I mean, it's not the best example, to be honest with you. I don't like seeing the little shadow. To me, that's takes away from it. It would have to be like really, really, really good for me to want to sell it. But that's a pretty good example, the floating roof. Because so commodities are pretty stable, like the chance of beef going down, it's probably not going to happen. Another AU. It's probably not going to happen, Put that in the. I mean, that's a beauty. Put that in the fines. Another beauty. Wow. Can't ask for much more than that, man. Yeah, chance of beef going down, it's like 0 to none. It's not going to happen. I mean, if anything, it's more likely to go up. It's more likely to stay with inflation. Now, what are the things that go down? Now, I started the YouTube channel um, during basically, going into a recession, going into a depression, whatever you want to call it. That's when. So, believe it or not, I started the YouTube. I don't see that. Put down in the comments. When's the last time you've seen a YouTube channel like that you actually watched it and you saw it go from 0 to you know to becoming a successful YouTube channel? When the economy is good and people got their side hustles bringing in thousands of dollars a month, it's easy to take on another it's easier, excuse me, it's easier to take on another activity because you're not like I don't rely on YouTube for um, for anything. You know what I mean? But that's what allows. Look at that D. Tell me that D is not sideways. Yeah, it's repunched. I could tell there's another D underneath it. And let me see if I'm wrong. That's what I think. No, it's hit. It's hit on the left. I'm wrong. See, it's hit on the left, and it made it look sideways, but it's not. It's a beauty though. I'll put that with the fines at least. Right. I don't rely on YouTube for to pay my bills or anything like that. Maybe one day it will. Great. But I came into YouTube with the understanding that I'm gonna put a lot more into it, at least initially, than I get out of it. Pretty cool. And I from what I'm seeing is that's pretty unusual. For example, I have a great example. I have an awesome. When's the last time anybody out there collect cards or like to watch Pokemon ripping cards or anything like that? Okay. Well, that's something I used to do years ago. It's years now. It's got to be at least 2 years. I mean, I still have cards up there. I could do it on the channel. Maybe I'll do it because like I said, I have them there. Oh, look at that beautiful, like sandy surface. Some blistering on the back. So, when's the last time you saw a new? I mean, they were just when they were giving stimulus money out. People were fighting in WalMarts for those packs of cards. Now you go to Walmart. I got to just do this on camera. You go to Walmart now. You can go there with a few $1,000s and buy and just have at it and buy as many cards as you want. I mean, if you're gonna you want to open up a YouTube channel to break open cards, do it now, right? Take $5,000, go to the Walmart, buy up their Pokemon, whatever you want to do, basketball, baseball, football, hockey, MMA, whatever. It's all there. Magic the Gathering, it's all just sitting there now, right? But 3 years ago, people were committing acts of violence over these stupid things. And YouTube channels will pop every day. This YouTube account was used for that initially. So it says 2022. That was at the very end of it, and then I stopped. Obviously, I just did. It wasn't that I developed the channel for that, but it's one of the things that I did in the beginning. And I was like, there was so many people doing it, right? So that's when it's easier to do things when you got plenty of the next thing we'll talk about, disposable cash. So when you have disposable cash, it's much easier to start things up, right? That's when the economy start to boom. When there's a lot of disposable cash circulating. So I started this channel when there was no disposable cash, right? I just said, oh, I like doing it. Obviously, here I'm still doing. I could do anything else today I want to, but no, I'm penny roll hunting, and that this is what I like. This is what I want to do for the time being. Even though I don't have any disposable cash. For I shouldn't say any. That's not true. That I misspoke there. I don't have much disposable cash. So what little disposable cash, I did put it into it. I bought the microscope. That was like $200 and something. Um, you could say I bought the Silver Eagles. That's really investment, but I'm gonna make a video. I mean, my wife bought me another camera to use for other things relating to. I mean, a lot of the things I would have spent on other stuff, I used on YouTube. Let's just put it like that. And that's not normal. That's not normal, right? You're supposed to save your money, whatever. Use it for whatever you want. I used it. I used it here on YouTube. Um, I bought a few packs of cards here and there, and like I said, they're sitting right on top of the shelf. I'm gonna weigh this one. They're sitting on top of the shelf. When I see funny looking color, like early 80 pennies, zincs, I weigh them. That's a beauty. It really does have such a beautiful color to them. 5-1, around the nose. So commodities, you have to buy. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna hold on to that one too. Commodities, because you have to eat, right? And it's one of the reasons why I'm pretty sure people get a lot less healthy when there's less money, because you're forced to eat things that are less healthy. I mean, fruits and vegetables. Are they more expensive than a box of cereal? Well, if you got to work two jobs and and raise a family and all that, man, you better have a few boxes of cereal lying around. Do some have less sugar than others? Probably. Gonna assume so. But you have to keep stuff like that around, because you have to eat, and you have to run, you have to move. But it's still cereal is still a commodity. I think there is also I'm pretty sure there is a stock category of, it's called cereals. I think it's in cereals. It's not grains. You can correct me in the comments below. But regardless, it's a commodity. We have to eat, regardless if it's healthy or not. I'm gonna look at that on the shoulder. It's probably just damage. But coin roll hunting's not a commodity. Pennies are not a commodity. You don't really need them. It's something we do. This is entertainment. There's some skill involved with it, right? I mean, there's thousands and thousands of books, and there's people who devote their lives, you know, um, to coins, right? There's a whole, I mean, it's just huge, right? And I decided to learn something about this, right? I know a lot about sports cards, Pokemon cards, stamps, RC cars, construction, real estate, psychology. But when I first started this, not much about pennies. And even though I collected coins, I didn't know much about coins. And I said, okay, I'm gonna take a stab at it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm really gonna try, and we'll see where it goes. And it's doing okay. You know what I mean? We're on the second roll now. It's doing all right, which is great. Super happy about it. And during the coin roll hunt, which I'm doing now, it gives me an opportunity. I learned how to, and I think that's part of the social work. Being a social worker for 20 years, I had to learn how to listen and talk at the same time. Not at the same time, but you know what I mean. Juggle that process back and forth, listening, interpreting, and then responding in a meaningful way that helps someone to, look at a situation differently and change their lives. And I think a big part of that is why I'm able to do it while I'm coin roll hunting, right? So I think so. That's what I have to attribute it to something, because I don't see many other people doing it, and because it's difficult. It's difficult. And you can't just pick up something that you can't. I shouldn't say can't. I don't like using the word can't, because there's always that person out there who you know um, has the knack, the talent, the skill set, like just naturally, to do something better than someone else who's done it. I used to play handball, right? And I was pretty good. I was like a really good average player, because I played it all the time. And, I hung out the handball courts like a lot of people did. That's where my friends were. And I was pretty good. Like if you were just an average, play on the weekend person, I was going to destroy you. You know what I mean? If you just walked on the court, hey, you want to play handball? Sure. I say, hey, you want to play for a couple dollars? And they said yes, for $1, not even a couple dollars. Excuse me, for $1, so I can go buy a soda. You know what I mean? They said yes. There's a good chance I was going to win, especially if I didn't know you or what have you. But every once in a while, so I played for 10 years straight, solid, and 16 to 26, 20, maybe even low 27, something like 10 years. And every once in a while, there'd be somebody who would step on the court and maybe if they just started playing, I'd be like, oh wow, this person's pretty good. You never played before? No. And they just had a natural gift for playing handball, whatever the mechanics are and the strength that's involved. I'll weigh this one. Is jailed. That's a very, very light jail. It's jailed though. 252 is jailed. Very, very light. You can see the lines there. Okay, so I'm gonna hold on to this. I better put it on a piece of paper because I might forget. That's interesting. It's very light. See, so somebody asked me, yes, I think it was actually yesterday, and they said, "Oh, those pennies, I that they read somewhere that they're not worth much." And this is the example of it. Unless there's other things going on in the penny that I don't see, but you can see it going straight across his face, right there. but it's very, very light. We have to check the back. The head should be on the back somewhere. Yeah, there it is. It's inside the columns. So in this example, it's a die clash, right? In this example, the die clash is hey, it's not that valuable. I don't even know if I could sell it, to be honest with you, because I have to really, it's hard to see, but it's there. So yes, it's not worth much in that like that. But when you see those the die clash super duper um strong, the stronger it is, the more valuable the penny is. That's how it goes. So yeah, so in this condition, yeah, not worth much. I don't even know if I'm going to try to sell it for $1 or two. Um, I don't even know. I might just throw this back with it. But it's a good example, and it helps with the content. Yeah, you can see it right there. But when that die clash is super strong, forget about it. It could be worth hundreds of dollars. So that was a good thing that happened. And then this is like a oh wow. Oh, it's a proof. Is this a proof? Oh wow. Oh, we found, wow. I think this is the first proof I ever found. I think this is the first proof I ever found. Oh, wow. The first proof I ever found. That's crazy. Is it? Um, yeah, that's a proof, man. Wow. I mean, you can see it a mile away. Let me grab the nicest. I had to take that phone call. Let's see. Let's see how I get back on it. I like leaving the little inconsistencies in the videos. Um, I just feel like, I don't know, helps give it like a natural progression. Oh, look at that. That's really hard struck, huh? I'm gonna weigh it, of course. You can tell the rim is just the penny's just struck harder. 2.56. Yes, I don't remember what we were just talking about. I know we were talking about the pennies, and someone left a message about with the jail pennies, and we were talking about commodities. Oh yeah, and how? Oh wow, 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 wow! That is something else. I'll put that. That's like almost that. That might be mint state. That one. Um, is that? Is that? I don't know if that. I don't think that's a die crack. I think that's damage. Same thing with up there on the letters. That's just damage. Yeah, it's not a die crack. So Pokemon cards and baseball, they're not commodities, I'll weigh this one. I'm not gonna weigh it. It's too damaged. If it's over or underweight, I don't think it's too damaged. Um, they're not commodities, right? You don't need them. You don't need it. You can't eat. I mean, I guess you could try, but you really can't. You can't eat Pokemon cards. Can't eat baseball cards. Now, are they an investment? Yeah, but that's the whole point. That's why stock markets go down when the economy is doing bad. Or someone might say, well, the stock market's going up right now. Well, that inflation is so high. This is my theory. You could let me know in the comments what you think. Inflation is so incredibly high that of course the stock market goes up because the stock market is a good hedge against inflation. Certain stock. Okay, certain stock. And I'm not a stockbroker. Go talk to a stockbroker about that. Is a good hedge against inflation. Like if you look, I've seen plenty of videos where they talk about how the S&P does, for whatever the last 50 years, let's say. And generally speaking, even after the crash, stocks do go back up, and they keep generally right over the long term. Stocks keep up with inflation. So, right. So if stocks are a good hedge against inflation, generally speaking, over the long term, if you get fast inflation, stocks are going to go up fast, and that's what we've seen. So of course, it looks like the stock market. The stock market is not doing great. It's doing great as an inflation hedge, but it's not like some miracle investment. No, it's not. Of course. I mean, I found two Kennedy half dollars that are worth about $500 a piece. If you watch those videos, go back. So that's like saying, oh, coin roll hunting is you could do that to pay your rent. No, you can't. You can't do coin roll hunting to pay your rent. That was luck and some skill, obviously, and I almost missed one. You can watch the videos that I did. Just put into the search Kennedy half dollars or Kennedy. They'll come up. I got some skill, some luck. That's all. And that's what the stock market is. Some skill, some luck. That's what Bitcoin is. Some skill, some luck. That's what life is. Some skill, some luck. Life. That's like, you want to talk about a fortune cookie philosophy? That's life. I mean, you got to be in it to win it, though. You know what I mean? So you have to be coin roll hunting. That's a beauty. I'm going to put that into the AUs. You have to be coin roll hunting to find that lucky coin, to learn about coins. You have to be in the stock market to learn about stocks, to get lucky with that one stock. You have to be in it. You know what I'm saying? I thought I put a zinc with the. I put zincs with my coppers back. I was like, hold on a second. Oh my god, they're all zincs. I started the roll next to the copper roll. That's all. Okay. Now we're on the next pile. 2000. Yeah, you have to be in it to win it. That's all. Pretty simple. And you will find pennies that are valuable, but you have to be doing it a lot. You will find a stock that you will own a stock that shoots up, but you have to have a lot of stock. And stock pennies cost 50 cents a roll. Stocks can cost hundreds of thousands. So, that's disposable cash. You got hundreds of thousands. Maybe you don't even have to worry about stocks. You know what I'm saying? There's something else going on. But if you got $10, you could buy enough pennies to open up for a month. Big difference. Big difference. Almost done with the second roll. So right now, the stock market is high, but people are broke. 2009, baby. Yeah, nice. Nice. What are these? Wait, I never weighed one. I've never, this is the first time. I should do it live. I've never. Oh, so they weigh, so there's zinc. I didn't know. Oh, it's light. I didn't know. I wasn't sure if that was like the last, the last copper penny. You know what I mean? Like the last of the Mohegans or last samurai or something. I didn't know. Okay, well, I hold on to them. That's for sure. Irregardless, I hold on to them. So the stock market's still going up, even though people are broke. Because of inflation. And inflation is high because of things that are going on, geopolitically. You can say COVID if you want. You can say whatever you want. I think that's a proof. Still checking out that other penny that we found. Yeah, it's a proof. Looks so different than the other pennies. 82. Yay. I think this is a, let's see, I'm going to try to diagnose it. I mean, it's obviously, I think it's a large date. Philadelphia. The only question is it zinc or copper? I'm going to say it's zinc. Even though that 2 reminds me of a copper, the way it's hit. I'm going to say it's zinc, though. It shouldn't be. I'm confused about it. It is zinc, 2.54. Okay. We found one zinc Philadelphia. Nice blistering on that 98. No white AM. So, commodities are keeping up with inflation. Obviously, inflation raises commodities is a better way to put it. I'm going to look at that. No, I'm not. Can I see it? So weird. A nice strike, though, right? Commodities go up because of inflation is a better way to put it, actually. So, one of the things that people talk about when commodities go up is cocoa. I mean, imagine that, cocoa. Well, I guess it's because it's a commodity. That's all. So it doesn't even matter, right? When they say rising tides lift all ships. So even though you don't need cocoa, you don't need sugar, you don't need processed sugar. Let me rephrase that. Your body needs to transform things into sugar. But, anyway. So, but cocoa. And it's one of the things that people really, really, this is a copper, 82, large date, Philadelphia. Found another one. Let me just check that again. We're on the third roll. And it just seems, I mean, so what happens? So why am I talking about what's the big deal about cocoa? Because it's like an indicator, right? It's like gold. Gold is an indicator of precious metals, right? Gold is an indicator of silver. Silver is not an indicator of anything, really. Silver follows gold. silver prices follow gold. So gold's the indicator. Sugar, cocoa. Well, right now we're talking about cocoa. Cocoa's an indicator. For some reason, it's like, wow, if cocoa's going up, it says something about the economy. Not to me necessarily, but to a lot of pundits, you know. Hey ho, hey ho, hip hop hooray, oh, wow, it's a beauty, baby. Oh, wowzers. Wow. What a beauty. Oh, I'm so happy with that. Now let's compare those two. See, it makes me wonder if the one that I found was actually a proof. Yeah, you can see the difference. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it is proof. I mean, it could be. You know what? I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna say this is uncirculated. It's close. I mean, it's really, really close. All right, so I think it's uncirculated. I think it's uncirculated. I mean, when you get that proof, that field is so mirror-like. Yeah, I'm gonna say that I'm gonna say it's uncirculated as opposed to a proof, which is just it's more brilliant than proof-like. So I restated it. Reclassified the coin to uncirculated. So to me, I just found that I just found it interesting that cocoa, and so that everyone's talking about cocoa. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll do. So I want to do a video on cocoa just because, like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are people interested in cocoa? What's the Oh, so I did do a little bit. Like I said, I started doing videos, but I screwed them up. So here I am talking about during the penny roll, the coin roll hunt. So if you've never watched, I mean, you would, if you like National Geographic, you like documentaries. I don't. I don't think this is a copper. If this is a copper, no, I didn't think so. It's a beauty though. Then you have to watch one of those videos on the making of cocoa. The whole, where they show the people in the forest and everything cutting down the trees. Excuse me, cutting down the cocoa pods. I guess they're pods. They look like pods. They're huge. They're huge. I guess they're fruit, right? Because they grow above the ground. The cocoa fruit. They're in trees, I think, right? So it's a fruit. Fruits are in trees and vegetables are underground, right? Isn't that how it goes? I think. I'm gonna weigh this one. So yeah, so cutting down the cocoa fruit, 2.5. And then opening them up and taking out the I guess they're seeds, the cocoa seeds, and the cocoa seed is what becomes the chocolate that we're familiar with from the cocoa fruit. Oh, okay. I guess that's a good way to look at it. From the cocoa fruit. Another nah. You can see the field is not flat like an uncirculated. Just a beautiful penny. The other one's uncirculated. Not a proof. So, but what it does tell me though, and what it'll tell you if you ever seen the video, if you watch the video, is that process of taking down. Well, first you have to grow those plants, right? Because they already, after they take down, they have to have these huge fields because more have to be growing while they are right while they're chopping down the fruit from this tree. Other trees have to be growing, so they have this whole cycle of when they're done with this crop, the next crop is growing. So that whole process with cocoa is so laborious. That it tells us how, why pure chocolate is so expensive in comparison to something else the same size. And it's a commodity. Chocolate is a commodity. We use chocolate for a lot of things. I guess we need chocolate, right? Because it's the definite a commodity is something that you need. And something that's disposable is something you don't need. I'll hold on to this one. We'll look at this one again later. You know what? Let me look at that under the loop now. So if it's garbage, I won't keep it. The hub goes through the letters so deep that it basically bent them, right? And gives the appearance of doubling. Now, some of them you do get doubling on. I mean, I could do a short on this just to make an example of a hub error, and if so you'll see the reflection of because of the the movement of that area where the letter is, you'll see some what looks like doubling, but really it's just bent. Like on the S right there, right? It looks doubled, but it's not. It's just because it's curved because of the hubbing. And same thing with the U. It looks like it's doubled because the line's going through the U, but it's not. It's because of the hub. So I'll hold on to that as just as an example of a non-error. Yeah, so check out those documentary on the making of cocoa if you've never seen it. They're all over YouTube. There's this one guy that he goes through he does it. I mean, there's a few really good videos. There's one that they have millions and millions and millions of views, and there's this one dude he makes cocoa, and he gets it from. I'm gonna look at that VDB on a bomb. It just looks weird. Um, and he does it from soup to nuts. There's little marks under the VDB on the rim, and it's something. And they look like little letters. This would be a good one for the microscope. The phone's not going to capture it, even if I zoom in more. There it goes. You know. What is it? I don't know. Does it matter? Probably not. Okay, back to chocolate. I'm not going to keep it. So cocoa is very, very difficult to process, to grow, to, you know, the whole thing that's involved with the industry of cocoa appears very, very complicated. It is very, very complicated, and it's very laborious. And I guess there's good money involved, which is why people do it, right? I think it said over 50% of cocoa is grown in these two little countries in Africa. So if those two countries, for whatever reason, had look at the L, had difficulties with or stopped making cocoa, cocoa would go through the roof. Right? Because it's not like pennies, right? If I want more pennies, I take $50 and I go to the bank, or I go to a bunch of banks. And I get pennies. If you want cocoa, you got to have a cocoa tree with cocoa fruit on it, and know how to chop down the fruit and get and it's a super crazy process to making cocoa. Super crazy. So it's almost like a precious metal, you know. It's like you want cocoa, it's hard to get. You want gold, silver, platinum, it's hard to get. You know, you want pennies, easy to get. Go to the bank and say, let me get some pennies. Not a commodity. Super easy to get, not necessary. Now, you want to learn about pennies, that's another story. Forget about it. There's a reason why penny coin hole runters don't just pop up every day. There's a reason for it. Takes a lot. You want to become a penny expert, that's going to take a lot of work. Like anything else. That's why they look at cocoa as an indicator of how the economy is doing. Because when cocoa is one of those that, you know, it will go higher because it takes a lot more work to get cocoa than it does other commodities. So it will go much higher than other commodities, other foods. All right, that wasn't too bad. That was not too bad at all. At all. Not at all. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 shorts. Let me see. And we got these. We got 3 AU pennies. So we got 9 shorts. That's great. Perfecto. All right. Thanks for coming. Let me know what you think about the commentary on cocoa or on other things that I spoke about. You agree, you disagree, and I'll see you on the next one. Is this thing still on? Hello? Anybody? Oh, there you go. Hi, how you doing? What's going on? So, yeah, I tried yesterday. I don't know. Maybe it was the brain fog. I don't know. I tried and failed at doing the video, and I talked about it. And then you can see I even talking about cocoa today, it took me like 45 minutes before I got into the topic. It's hard. It's I find it challenging to just jump in. When I see when they talk about making successful YouTube videos, they're like, get to the point, give it quick, give it to them. So the coin roll hunt really helps me to hide the difficulty I have with getting to the point, because I'm doing the coin roll hunt, and I'm actually doing it successfully, because I'm finding, I mean, that jailed, I'm going to say most people are not going to see that. It was super light. But I'm really paying attention, and I really have that ability to dual process it, if you want to call it that, multitask. And that's because of 20 years of being a social worker. I'm telling you, 20 years ago, I couldn't have done that. I couldn't even I don't even think 20 years ago, I could have done coin roll hunting. I wouldn't have had the patience for it. I mean, I went to school, and because of the pressure to get good grades, I was able to achieve and complete it. But if there wasn't that pressure on me, I would have dropped. I mean, I did drop out of school several times in my life, until I got older, in my late 20s, and I was able to get through my undergrad, which was, I don't know, probably one of the hardest experiences of my life. And the college I went to I got accepted into, was a very good college. Which again everything was, through the Lord's blessing, I'm telling you, because very difficult for me. So I couldn't have done coin roll hunting 25 years ago, let's call it. I wouldn't have had the patience for it. Now I have the discipline to coin roll hunt, to talk about other aspects of life, right? And present it to my audience successfully. Okay, so hopefully you like that. Hopefully you like the little outro that I do here, and please click like and subscribe if you stood here the whole time. Thank you. I appreciate it. It helps with the algorithm. We're going to be hitting, I mean, by the time this video comes out, we should be pretty close to 3,000 subscribers. I think the big one's going to be 5, right? So 100, not even 100. I went through, I was getting 30 to 60 subscribers a day at one point. And so 500 was a big one, 1,000 was a big one, and that, and then, yeah, I guess these are going to be smaller, but 5,000 will be a pretty big one, and then 10,000, I guess, and then we'll see what happens after that. But definitely going to hit 5 and 10,000, that's for sure. All right, so thanks again. God bless. Please click like and subscribe if you want to become a member. You get to watch the scheduled videos, and we get to talk about what's going on with the scheduled videos. It's pretty cool. And thanks for everyone who's bought me a coffee. I appreciate that. All these little things help out. I don't know. There's a saying about, one person trying to do something is very difficult, but, many hands, many people helps things, makes things much easier. So I appreciate it. Okay. And if you know the metaphor I was thinking about, you can put that in the comments too. All right. And I'll see you on the next one.